Greetings, shooters and reloaders. So this is step 5 in the reloading process, and this is the powder charge. So what you're going to need for this is some powder. This happens to be Winchester 748 powder. You're going to need your cartridges, and I like to put them in a loading block like this. Now these have all been resized, deprimed, trimmed, and reprimed, and so they're ready to load. So you're also going to need a powder measurer, or a scale and a powder measurer. I'll show you those. So this is the powder measurer. You put the powder in here, you turn this handle up and down, and it dumps the powder out down here. Now I'm going to do a separate video on how to set this up. And then you're also going to need a scale. And I'm going to do a separate video on how to set up your scale also. But for right now, I just want to show you the process of how I do it. So I've already set the scale. I've already set the powder measurer to what I want. So now we're going to go through the process here. So I take one of the cases. I like to give it a couple of wraps like this to make sure the powder is all the way down into the plunger, and then down. Do the same thing, and I have one complete charge in there. Then what I do is put it over here in one of these other holes so that we don't get them mixed up and put a double charge in. You don't want to do that. This is the part of the process that you really have to pay attention to detail. A double charge in something like this would be catastrophic. So we take the next one. Same thing. Now you can check your charge weight every once in a while to make sure it's throwing the correct amount. So this is the pan from my scale. So I'm going to put it on the scale, weigh it, and it is throwing the correct amount, which is 47.5 grains of powder. So that's perfect. So we can take that one, put that in there, move it over, take our next one, now you could weigh each one of these if you wanted to. You could do this for every single one, weigh it to make sure it is right on, and then dump that in there. And when I was shooting matches, that's exactly how I used to do it. I weighed every single charge to make sure that they were right on the money. So once we have that done, they're all charged now. I like to take a flashlight and shine in there to make sure that there is indeed a charge in each and every one, because no charge would be almost as dangerous as a double charge. You'd end up with the bullet perhaps going halfway down the barrel and causing a squib load. So you look and make sure they all have powder, and make sure the powder looks like it's all the same height in there, the same amount. If it's not, then something's wrong and you need to start over. And I like to check my charge weight about every 10th round that I load. I like to weigh it and check it to make sure it's throwing the correct amount. Sometimes these things can be finicky with different types of powder. Different shapes of powder will act differently in here. It takes a little finesse, a little playing around with it to get it. Once you get it set up, it goes pretty smooth. That's really all there is to charging the cases. The next step will be seating the bullet. And then, like I said, in another video, I'll go into depth on how to set up your scale and how to set up the powder measurer. So that's all I have for now. So shoot straight, keep your powder dry. We'll see you on the range.